Welcome to the last talk for the day in Gamma Room. So we have our speaker Eglė Radvilė with us, who is the author of Vilnius City Digital Strategy. And the topic is Isolated Artificial Intelligence Now or Tomorrow. Artificial intelligence assisted techno-economic optimization scenarios of waste management, energy systems, and many more. This is what our author is going to discuss today. So let's see what Vilnius is doing and how dealing with the future risks of AI.
Thank you. So hello everyone. I am Chief Information Officer or Chief Innovation Officer or Chief Digital Officer or wherever technology officer in Vilnius City. I'm responsible for innovation and digitalization. And today I want to talk about data and of course about isolated and not isolated, but it's more or less philosophical question. I want to share what we have here in Vilnius and how we are dealing with the data and maybe what could be better and some ideas of that. So first of all, when we are talking about data and digitalization, and strategy of Vilnius, strategy of digitalization, we said that, and we are saying that human first. So there is no numbers, no IT, everything is about a person, about the human, but using technology. So these three KPIs are main KPIs of our Vilnius city, and we are all together seeking best of the best. So first one, happiness index, but this is not about that one per year someone from foreign coming here and asking people around how you're feeling. We are using more like 5 years technology. It's like prototype technology. We are scanning faces crossing the street, during the street, and this is everything is okay with GDPR. We are not taking your pictures and so on. Just we're taking some points from the face, and then we can understood are you this morning happy, are you unhappy, and so on. It's impossible to somehow recover face. So why we need that? We want to understand micromanagement of the city, in which area, in which year, which our decision is right, and which maybe we can do something else. So we want to analyze the feeling, the happiness and emotional health of our citizens. Travel time index is not just about traffic jams or traffic light systems. It's about how we can deal with school teachers, school directors. Why I'm taking my kid 10 kilometers from our home if we have school nearby. So what is the problem? So this is a very fundamental question about how we can improve digital skills and management skills of our directors of the schools, and life expectancy, everything about sport, health and everything. But we can help with digitalization, we can help with apps, we can help with notice and so on. So I wanted just to explain that everything about digital and everything about innovation is nothing about technology like first. So we can put it in background and create nice things for citizens. And then we with the team decided to create data center. It's an information hub with open data and with data, other data that we cannot share because of some rules. And for example, we have 32,000 staff working in municipalities, so it's 322 companies. These companies have their own IT departments, a lot of processes, a lot of systems. So not all of them are really very necessary data, but some of them should be analyzed somehow. So we divided our city into several parts, and this is the budget of our city, and we trying to understand the needs of every different level. So for all these needs are from 12 areas. For example, management excellence means that everything should be managed by our best experience. So it's more human. Then it's health, mobility, education, and others. All these sectors have their own data, and we are trying to combine different types of data. I will try to show. While we are combining, we have KPIs dashboards. So sorry, it's Lithuanian a little bit English, but it's just an example that this city, yes, we are counting, and we are trying to understand what is wrong, what is good, and how we can improve. And we won the first place, I think, for last year of the Europe for KPI services. This is just one of a proof, like I can say it, our mayor and our administrator directors, of course we have a lot of them, we call it we as city sales. So this is the first and the very important rule. Every decision should be based on data. No matter in which area, no matter is it budget, is it transparency, is it some services, we have this rule. And I'm not sure that we are very good at it, but it's like a mission, and it's like a main our vision, how we should manage the city. And to have all this data means that we have to have very good information system architecture. So it's impossible because it's different levels. Some of data can go from the school, so it's like minus 20 years ago started and so on. You know better than me that to have everything excellent is impossible. So we decided to create two documents. It's really policies, but these documents means like we should everybody we should understood in the same to be on the same page and to the same things, that data should be used like that and Internet of Things should be like that. So we have two very strong documents. It's data policy and it's Internet of Things policy. But to have a lot of different Internet of Things and to count everything, it's really very expensive. So we decided to create our own Vilnius City Drone Center and to have not a lot of different Internet of Things, but to collect data from the drone. So we have more or less like 7 certified pilots. They have like almost 100 missions per day. And I want just to show a little bit how we are doing this and why we are doing and what it's going on. So we created a data center. This data center have big part of R&D, and other part is like services created by R&D. We have 3 months of trying. So first month is like researching and trying to understand how we can create service for waste management and to put it into daily life. So 3 months of development and then go live. What they are doing, this drone center, they are scanning our city because of different missions. So I just want to show, I think it's short. Is it moving something? Maybe no, come back. It's moving. Okay, so it can be like that. So we are somewhere here now. So this is our one street of the city. So we have a lot of different technologies like cameras, Internet of Things, but we decided to use drone. So this drone is standing and flying and scanning what is going on. And then we are putting, it's different types of algorithms we are putting into our software, and trying to understand what is going on. Why we're using this technology and why we're using artificial intelligence in this case? So because of different reasons. For example, this is a line, so we can count the corner of this line and then combine other data and understand why this is good or bad, and a lot of different small things. For example, last month we just found that it's a loop in the street, so we have to just to try to do it a little bit wider, and this is problem solved. All these things, it could be like, of course, it's type of car, speed, and other things. So we put everything into one database of the city and can calculate mobility, prognosing, wherever. A lot of nice things. But the main thing is that we collecting different type. For example, short example, it's about the road. We have a rule every year. We have a list of priorities which road could be renovated first. So we decided to scan all the streets and then to add other data like school, pedestrians, like business centers, people, and so on, and then have a list of priorities automatically, and there is no discussion why this road could be renovated first, or for example, that one not. Then, where we also using artificial intelligence, just recognizing so just waste management or parking or things like that. So this is not just because this is container is full or not full. This is already history. We are trying to recognize from where this stuff came. And for example, maybe that was a problem of the car, and maybe it was somewhere else, like we have a special area, we call it Schnippischkes. It's area of a lot of different small houses everywhere. So one day we have stuff near the building, and other day we have the same stuff near our container. So what is the answer? This stuff came from here, and someone don't want to work. So how we are working with that? So analyzing everything and then trying to understand the time, and maybe we did something like municipality, very special, and the problem was solved, so it's green. So this is not just about recognition, it's about our decision was helpful for the street or not. So it's also, thank you, artificial. And okay, so this is short, like it should be sound like drones. Okay, so this is without sound, sorry, but he is saying is our special drone, Jonis Janulevičius. He has name and surname because every pilot. Okay. So we're expecting with the drones, and if we have some, and he's gone. So sometimes we were doing like that. So these drones, okay, so whatever, it can be like that. Also, this is just an example of how we are solving this problem. We have dates, we have years, and these bubbles like green, it's problem solved. If it is red, problem not solved. So people from municipality cannot even check green one because it's some decision from a municipality company was really very good, and problem already solved. Okay, so something more like, okay, it's illegal parking. Also about illegal parking, and using artificial intelligence, we have different types of tasks. So one task is to understand what is that one. We understand what is that one, but how deep, how bad is that one? And I already mentioned to prioritize that this case, and other is about illegal parking and green zones. Illegal parking, we're not sending automatically a ticket with please pay or just from the bank account, not. What we are doing, just using this information for prognosis and from planning. So if we have like more young people here, schools somewhere, so we have to plan that it will be not green zone anymore after 2 years. So this is just for prognosing, not for punish someone. And this is one more small example how it's working. And of course, we have quite large 25 people team working with artificial intelligence and teaching, what is really helpful. So we have numbers of illegal parking, and then we are sending this information, or this information is already in the dashboard of our managers, and just how it's working. Okay, so it was an example. So this is for our reacting team. This is not for development team, but the most important things in the municipality when we are using a lot of data, to have a simple decision as possible, because there are not so much people of understanding data, so it's really very important to be as simple as possible. And this is our example of we call it quantamental data. It's example of what I already mentioned. It's a different type of, we call it injuries on the road, different type of information. Then we have a lot of different other information, like mobility, citizens, of course mobility, of course with buses, trolleybuses, and so on. So we have different type of list, and one of the most important things now is roof. So a lot of roofs we have here in Vilnius, and winter is coming, and we need to understand where we can start first and what kind of problems we have. So we have quite a good resolution of the house. We have almost it's like cool heat bridge, and we can analyze also we can analyze how does it how much does it cost, for example, for 1 year or for 2 years if we are not doing anything. A lot of, okay, so it will be like example, I think. I wanted just to show that it's real and it's working. You're just like scanning, getting pictures, and then analyzing and getting necessary results. We can even skip it because it's more or less about what you're doing every day. Okay, so in the map you can find the roof. You can just push the yellow button or area, and And then you have a view of water on the roof. So you can analyze data from different areas from the city, and then have a lot of different ideas how to solve it. And one more, and then I will say like it is conclusion. Okay, so this is really very important for our city. It's innovation, and it's innovation, I think not in Vilnius, but in all the area. We have, we call it real-time mobility map. What does it mean, real-time? So it means that we have yesterday data. So every day we have yesterday data when from 1 year from the last. And then we can analyze wherever from how was the speed in the street, how many people were in the car, where they are going, why they are going, and so on and so on. So why we are doing this first? Because of the schools. We thought that we have, please remember our travel expectancy time. So it was because somehow people are driving from somewhere and we don't know from where. So if we have this type of data, we can decide to have bus, special bus, or maybe school bus, or maybe bicycle road or something. So we are all the time analyzing from where people going to this area and how we have to plan or how we can have to react every day. So this is, I think this is very important, because other maps of mobilities were just more or less approximately. Now we have really very nice results, and of course it's GDPR, so we cannot recognize data if it is just less than 5 people. And a lot of nice decisions here. And what else? We're dividing Vilnius into small areas, and on each, and it's open data, data.vilnius.lt, and on each area you can push just click on it, and we have, as I mentioned, different areas like administration, energy, security, social planning, mobility. And you can understand this micro situation of the city. For example, if this area we have more or less this is okay. This is an example. More or less, people all older than 63, for example. So we don't need to create children playing station here. Maybe we need to create a chess table here. So it's about of understanding what to do in this micro area. And for example, we can see that we do not have a community center in this area, but we have a lot of elder people. We do not have some special open areas just to work. So all this data is from just small, I am calling it biodiversity, IT biodiversity, but it's something like that. Okay, so what I want to say today, that we are, just a lot of arguments why, that we have a lot of data, and I am sure that everyone from every city has the same situation. So the main focus is to try to make this data alive, and to understand that we should use artificial intelligence because it's impossible to have decision without it, and just to looking into the data and to understand what is going on. So this is not a decision. So I had a dream to create a data center, so I've done, and now I have a dream to invite mayors or CTO of the Europe first and to agree that all the data from the citizens and all the data from city companies, wherever data, never will be used for bad reason. So just to somehow to agree and to create a manifest or strict rule that we have to have isolated artificial intelligence into the city, because everything could be used for good and bad. And I hope and I wish that we will every time in the future will use for the good. So this is my presentation, I think. So maybe have some questions. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so thank you for the presentation, even though I'm not from Vilnius, but example is very exciting and interesting to see. So my question is, are you able to collect data points at night time and weekends or holidays when I assume the operation center is not operating at its full capacity?
Yes, for sure, because this is not like from 8 to 9. We are all the time, because we have accidents, we have traffic jams, so usually it's after working hours. So we have 5 or 7, depends on situation, pilots, and they are changing hours, and this is no problem at all.
Thanks for the presentation. I was wondering, it seems like you're making the decision based on those data points, but do you also use the data to help drive decisions to the politicians, for example? You were referring to an image where there was a green zone and because of the predictions, you assume that it would reflect the parking lot. So is there a way to use the data to make Vilnius more bike-friendly and remove as many cars as possible?
We are using this data for everything, even for politicians. But not. But what is the problem? The problem is that politics is not based on data, decision based of data. So if it is really very clever person making decision, and he is also or she is also in politics, so it's everything is quite okay. But sometimes it's not. We are lucky that we had administrative director and IT and also mayor. We changed administrative director, and all these people, like it's the line. They are clear understand that data is very important, and I mentioned that it's a rule that every decision should be based on data. But there is some politicals, of course, opinions, and sometimes but situation is quite okay, and it's quite understandable how to use this data, and so they are taking not as a main rule, but like support rule. And I hope that we will have a lot of nice and new type politics that they will use data for real.
LiDAR point clouds that you showed were locating, it wasn't clear to me what that is used for.
Which one?
Where you have like a 3D representation of buildings.
Okay, so a lot of different reasons. Some injuries, status, or the best example maybe is school. So if you want to have money for the school, like director, you have to fill long list what is wrong with your building, and then send to municipality. So we decided to scan the school inside and outside to use artificial intelligence and to generate automatically the problem list. So that's why we need quite good resolution pictures. Okay, so thank you everyone for listening, not going during, and I wish you good luck.